Shalum, Shalum, and welcome. Welcome to Endtime Reflections. My name is Symmanayah, and these are the words I'm compelled to present before a set-apart awakening nation. Make no mistake, my brothers and sisters, end times are here. Sooner or later, we, Yashar'al, will begin to earnestly seek the tasks that are ahead for each of us individually and collectively, tasks that will be assigned by the Almighty Father Yahuah to fulfill His promises to His children. This is the 61st installment. I present the case of why it is necessary to be able to accept the times are coming for us, yes, us, to know that getting close is in the equation for gathering the elect from the four corners of the earth. I say often that many have no problem speaking on leaving Babylon, the wicked places of the earth. Some look at Babylon as just the United States. However, we fail to identify the details and processes for making this happen. Before I continue with this subject of getting close, let me say this. The views expressed in these podcasts do not necessarily reflect the owners, managers, and or shareholders of this media platform. My brother and my sister, if you are one who seeks to do the will of the Almighty Father, I cannot stress enough how the scriptures, when made alive, bring a phenomenal experience to us. Come, listen, hear, and seek to discern the life in this message regarding getting close. It is my position that this installment can be connected to the purposes that can be discerned from the Feast of Harvest. You see, my brothers and sisters, things are not as complicated as we make them. There are some things that are brought to our attention that are complicated because we seek the wrong things. We fail to seek to discern the voice of the Spirit of Yahuah, sent in Yahusha's name. Let me read Leviticus 23, 21, and 22. And on this same day you shall proclaim a set-apart gathering for yourselves. You do no servile work on it. A law forever in all your dwellings throughout your generations. And when you reap the harvest. Now let me pause for a minute, my brothers and sisters, because all too often many people read and they want to just glaze over it or think it's just so simple. To reap the harvest, we must be able to identify what is at the point of harvest. What has become ripe for harvesting. It says, when you reap the harvest of your land, do not completely reap the four corners, the corners of your field when you reap, and do not gather any gleaning from your harvest. Leave them for the poor and for the stranger. I am Yahuah, your Almighty One. You see, my brothers and sisters, even in the harvest, the Almighty Father talks about leaving something for the poor and the stranger. Let me now bring your attention to Matthew 9, 37 and 38, which says, Then he said to his taught ones, The harvest truly is great, but the workers are few. Pray then that the master of the harvest would send out workers to his harvest. Many people are taking these words and running with them, not discerning who the master is sending out. Do you think that the Almighty Father will send you out to do something, not being equipped with direction and guidance? My brothers and sisters, getting close helps us to learn from one another, to grow together. Getting close helps us to be as iron sharpening iron and be more effective in the harvest. In John 4:35 it says, Do you not say there are still 4 months and the harvest comes? See, I say to you, lift up your eyes and see the fields, for they are white. The fields, for they are white for harvest already. Lift up your eyes and see. My brothers and sisters, what do we see? Do we see the white of the fields, in the fields, regarding the harvest? Could that white that we see are the sparks of life for one another? Do we not wear white robes spiritually? Consider Revelations 14, 15, and 16. Another messenger came out of the dwelling place crying with a loud voice to the one sitting on the cloud, Send your sickle and reap, because the hour has come for you to reap, because the harvest of the earth is ripe. And the one sitting on the cloud thrust his sickle on the earth, and the earth was reaped. Here, O set-apart family, the days are here for us to begin discerning what things must come to be, how they will resemble fulfilling what is promised in the Scriptures. It would be wise to begin preparing to grow into knowing how to adjust and adapt to living guidance regarding what is ordered of us. Getting close. What questions do we ask one another? How do we govern ourselves amongst one another? Are we prepared to get close? Are we prepared to face that there are some that may wear certain colognes and perfumes we don't like, certain deodorants we may not like the scent of? There are some that may maintain fresh breath and some that may not. There are some that believe in washing every day and some that may not. There are those outward and natural things that still will have an effect on getting close. But we must learn to look beyond the things that are natural to some degree. You see, my brothers and sisters, getting close, I am referring to practically, naturally, and spiritually. So we must be prepared to adapt and adjust and set priorities on what must be done. Take a moment and reflect on your current relationships, whether with a family or with others. Take a moment to look at those whom you fellowship with and measure the degree of love that's present. Now take a moment to reflect, pray, and ask yourself, what words must be said to get close to someone? What questions need to be answered? What actions need to be corrected and or approved upon? What precautions must we take? Are our approach different from the approach we use when seeking a wife or a wife identifying a husband? Are the methods we use to get close to a wife different than what we would communicate in fellowship to one another? Do we use different methods when interacting with children as it relates to getting close, instructing them, and or managing the children, or demonstrating how we are to live and govern ourselves in a set-apart way? Getting close, my brothers and sisters, as end times ramp up, building tight relationship will prove to be a necessity as we witness the 144,000 in great multitude begin to emerge. It will, not maybe, it will require a degree of discerning who to be with and how to conduct ourselves as we find ourselves being gathered together. It is not wise to embrace the belief of a major harvest, specifically the belief of a gathering from the four corners of the earth, without realizing the need to understand why getting close is necessary. There can be no harvest without getting close. Therefore, my brothers and sisters, let me read Jeremiah 23, 3 and 4. Here we see the Almighty Father using Jeremiah, and it reads as follows. Therefore I shall gather the remnant of my flock out of all the lands where I have driven them, and shall bring them back to their fold, and they shall bear an increase. Does this sound like something that will happen that will cause us to be in a position of getting close? He goes on to say, I shall raise up shepherds over them, and they shall feed them. They shall fear no more, nor be discouraged, nor shall they be lacking, declares Yahuah. My brothers and sisters, I am compelled also to share once again the following. Hebrews 11th chapter, verses 32 to 34 reads, And what more I say, for the time would fail me to relate of Gideon and Barak and Shimshon and Yiphat and also David and Samuel, the prophets, who through belief overcame reigns, worked righteousness, obtained promises, stopped the mouths of lions, quenched the power of fire, escaped the edge of the sword, out of weakness were made strong, became mighty in battle, put foreign armies to flight. Pray and watch, for the life in this passage alone will be magnified in the days ahead. 1 Corinthians 1:27 reads, but the Almighty One has chosen the foolish matters of the world to be put to shame the wise. And the Almighty One chosen the weak of the world to put to shame the strong. My brothers and sisters, whether we realize it or not, many of us will face emotional, physical, mental weakness. And in that weakness, those who pursue the will of the Almighty Father will discover His presence, and we will rise up renewed and in the strength and power of set apartness like never imagined. Pray, O Yashar'al, be encouraged. All that is promised will come to be. In 1 Corinthians 16:13, it reads, watch, stand fast in the belief, be men, be strong. Do you think this is saying, watch, stand fast in the belief, be men, be strong? Do you think it's talking about as silos? Or does it have something to do with coming together, being together, getting close? Believe it or not, my brothers and sisters, as we find ourselves moving about in preparation for the last days, these last gatherings, we must and we will discover how to be strong. We will grow to understand why getting close is a requirement for fulfilling end-time prophecies. Many of us have heard over and over why I believe vetting and examining the one in the mirror as well as those whom we fellowship is something that must happen daily, moment by moment, in order to reap the full benefits that come when we yield and obey to Abba Yahuwah's Spirit, sent in Yahusha's name. Getting close must and will come to be. Be encouraged, my brothers and sisters. Our redemption draws near. Our deliverance will come to be as it is written. Behold, the hand of the Spirit of Yahuwah is in our midst. We will grow to witness, identify, confirm, and proclaim His presence among us. Until next time, my brothers and sisters, discuss, pray, seek to discern how to adjust and adapt to the many changes coming ahead as a result of Abba Yahuwah's discipline, as a result of Him getting us close to fulfill what is written. There will be 144,000, 12,000 from each of the 12 tribes of Yashar'al as mentioned in Revelation 7. And there will be a great multitude of many nations, kindreds, and tongues. And together they will represent a remnant when you compare it to the total population of the planet. Until next time, my brother, my sister, my family, getting close. What does that mean to you? Until next time, I invite you to continue to tune in and hear what I believe the Almighty Father has compelled me to present before an awakening nation. My name is Symmanayah, and on that note, I bid you farewell, and I say Shalum.